What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we're here at the Nerd Castle with the next episode of Gnomoria. In the previous episode, we've gotten ourselves some llamas. I love llamas. And we had worked on this little pasture back here, but really the only thing that we need to be focusing on right now is we need to dig ourselves down to the -50. I mean, it just has to happen. So let's go ahead and get started with that, because I do get the distinct feeling that unless we get that done, our next big goal is going to be to grab ourselves a little bit of iron. And if we can't do that, well, what can we do? You know what I mean? We got to move ourselves from the Bronze Age into the Iron Age, one little bit at a time. So let's continue. Oh god, I might have done something dumb. Hold on, let's cancel these two jobs, because we need to see if there's a cavern this side. There is. Okay. And so on the next floor down, well, I'm not sure what happened, but there's definitely a cavern down here. And whether or not it's going to be something that's going to cause us major problems remains to be seen. So let's go ahead and let them dig down, and we'll try and figure out what's going on. I mean, the absolute worst case scenario is that we have, like, backwards facing stairs that don't face the right way, and we build a hallway to get away from the chasm. Where are you guys? Huh? Anybody want to come join me? They're placing the torches on that level so that we're not going to get any monsters. Always a good plan. Having monsters show up, it's switched. What is going on here? Everybody went to bed. Alright, well, we did our invasion in the last episode. Unfortunately, we ended up with casualties, which was really kind of disappointing. I was hoping not to reach that point, but it happened, so we addressed it, we moved forward, we got attacked at a really inopportune time. We should probably put in an alarm bell both here and downstairs in the dormitories just in case, but then we only have one engineer, so we're kind of relying on the fact that our one engineer is not also asleep at that time. I don't know why it takes an engineering degree in gnomish culture to ring a bell, but apparently they just don't trust that random high school graduate with ringing the bell. They're like, nope, you gotta go to college first. Then you can come back, you can lay hands on the machine known as the bell, and you can ring it back and forth like crazy. What is that thing called in the middle of a bell? Like, I bet it has like an official name, but what is it? Like, what is it called? That's just something I don't, it's like one of those weird, like, obviously you have the outside of the bell, but then you got the thing in the middle. What is that called? Like the donger? Or like the tongue? It looks like a tongue to me when you kind of look at a bell at an angle, like the Taco Bell logo. It always reminds me of a uvula or a tongue, like inside the bell. But like, what is the official name for that thing? I'm gonna have to Google it after this episode, because frankly it's been bothering me. Now that I've thought about it, it's one of those things, it's like when you're trying to think of that actor in that movie and you just can't remember, and so you just sit there pining about it, just like, what in the hell was the name of that actor? And you just can't remember. Part of me's wondering, doesn't look like, why is this not getting mined out? Let me go back up to the top layer. It might just be that all my miners are asleep. I mean, that's always a good guess, but no, my miners are sitting around. Well, we should probably make a few more. Let's do that. Let's make sure that that gets done before we go any further. So I'm gonna go with we have a bunch of miners right now. So I may actually make like 3 pickaxe heads, and then we'll make 3 pickaxes just to make sure that everybody has a job, because as of right now, I don't know, maybe their pickaxe is broke or something, but they're definitely not doing any work. Like, somebody is assigned to this, but it's not happening. Which makes me wonder. Let's mine it out. Let's see what happens down here. Something strange has occurred. And instead of just accepting at face value and just like moving on, what I'll do is I'll assign people to other jobs. We'll just try and figure out what's going on here. I'm also gonna hollow all these out, just to say that I did. What was that right there? Was that tin? Oh well, we'll find out in just a second. I can never click things properly in this game, like walls and things that are inside walls. Really actually pretty hard to click in this game. I should also probably set my production to build me a bunch of torches, but I don't see that happening right now either. Are those all done? Oh good, they got done really, really quickly. So let's go ahead and make 3 more pickaxes. Sure, we'll call them pine hafted, whatever. Whatever makes you happy, gnomies. Whatever makes you happy. And so I wish my lumberjacks would get to work over here. I don't really know why they're ignoring that job. I can't really imagine why. Well, I can raise the priority of the pine grove. I mean, I could probably try and do that just to make sure that this gets done before other things, because frankly, we're out of logs right now, so it is sort of important. I should probably tell people to do it right up front, because there is a distinctive lack of things that are big and round and wood around here, so let's handle that, please. They're down here training, which is awesome, because once the Mants get here, things are going to get real. Things are going to get really, really real once the Mants show up, and that could be the end of our culture right there. I think that's tin. Hell yeah, we found ourselves some tin. That'll work out. Unfortunately, I think we just used the last of our logs on dumb shit that we may not need. So I have felling axes laying around everywhere, and yet nobody's trimming these things. Alright guys, let's make it happen! Yeah! Anybody? It might be because what my inclination here, just taking a guess at the way that this game's logic works, my guess is that the farmers have to come and get the clippings off first, which they haven't done. And so, since they're busy with the farming fields, they can't do the clippings, which means the lumberjacks will not lumberjack. That's my estimation as to what's happening right here. So instead of just worrying about that, we could deforest further. I mean, we could really just be terrible to nature right now and do what we gotta do, but instead I'll give a manual order, and what we'll do is we will say forage. Not forage, that's not what I want. I want cut clippings. Let's see here. Although, while I'm thinking about it, putting those at top priority should mean that they should abandon all their fields out here too to go and do it, and yet they still haven't done that either. Definitely need more farmers. That's the big deficiency that I'm noticing right now in our society, is just a sheer lack of farmers. We don't have anybody that's willing to till the soil or help the land. So I think instead, let's go command it to happen right now. So there it is. They can come back to the fields whenever. I mean, we've got plenty of things going along there. In the stocks menu, I would like to see precisely where we're at. So we've got ore. We're looking a little bit low on tin, but we're still not desperately low on tin. Seeds we're okay with. Clippings, we got a bunch of pine clippings. That should be alright. Loaves of bread, we're good there. And then we only have a little bit of wheat grain left. Okay, so that's a little bit of a downer. I was hoping we would strike some kind of equilibrium in between our wheat production and everything else, but obviously it hasn't happened just yet. Let's allow them, yeah, that's what it was. The lumberjacks can't lumberjack until these guys get done with all of their random clipping work. And so now we've got ourselves some logs to function with. What I am going to do is I am going to limit the amount of kingdom worth that I'm instilling in everything over the next couple episodes, because I do feel like that's been a little bit run away on us. I feel as though our kingdom worth is jumping up a little bit too rapidly. And I just want to play things safe, that's all. I just really want to play things safe. And so now, let's see if we can dig this thing down one more time. We'll see what happens here. They do have clearance to it this time. Maybe the wall was in the way or something. I have no idea what had gone wrong with that previous work order. And so now we're sitting staring. There we go. They're doing it this time. Good. And the ambassador of the Misty Bread has arrived. And so they were a mine colony as far as I remember. And it might be worthwhile to think about selling them something valuable. So looking at what we have crafted over here... Well, I'm going to allow him... Oh, never mind. He's the ambassador. He's not the merchant. I've got my brain all mixed up right now. It's like somebody's taking an egg beater and just like... And just made me all kinds of dysfunctional today. So I'm going to let him do his thing. Let's continue plugging on down towards the -50, because that's our next goal. We have to get there. Did we hit a cavern right here? No. I think instead what I'm going to do here is I may actually move this slightly and just kind of see what we find down this way. Obviously we've got a tin node up here on this wall, So that's going to be worth exploring in a little bit so that we can make ourselves like bronze rings and all kinds of good stuff like that down the line. We should have more than enough pickaxes for everybody to work now. I know we have like 6 miners sitting around, so unless I convert them all into warriors, I can't remember. It should be fine though, and they're all of reasonable skill. They've got good tools right now, so this should be a pretty quick digging order. I would say to throw a torch right there, and like a torch right there. And then we'll be good. And so let me continue this dig order then. On the minus 41. We're getting lower and lower. It's getting deeper and deeper and deeper. We're almost there, but not quite. It takes a long time to get down to the levels that are actually worth something in this game. Like, you've got to do a whole lot of busy work before you get there, and so we're just going to keep going down, 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 down until we get there. How's the logging job going up here? Did everybody go to bed? God, that is a pretty severe amount of scroll barring I have to do. If Gnomoria is responsible for the breaking of my scroll bar, Robobob, you have broken my mouse, and I don't really expect you to do anything about that, but I place the blame squarely on you, developer sir. There's probably an easier way to go up and down layers, I just don't know it. I don't memorize hotkeys very well, and I've always felt like that's why I've been a deficient Dwarf Fortress player, although I've memorized a surprising amount of keybinds for Cataclysm DDA. Like, it's weird how as you play that game, you just get better and better at not looking at the keyboard and just flying all over the place for random keybinds, just like whipping out all kinds of random crafting jobs and things without even thinking about it. Absolutely crazy, especially considering like when you first start out Cataclysm DDA, it takes you like 10 minutes to do like the simplest of things because you're just like, alright, so this keybind, then this keybind, then this keybind, you know what I mean? You're like just working through them very slowly. Now the wiki said that we won't find any iron until the minus 50. That seems awfully deep to me though. I would almost swear that I've seen it before then. But as with all other things, I could be just vastly and totally wrong. That seems really deep to me though. I mean, it's one of those things, I mean, it's not Socrates, but it's still pretty deep. So there's the minus 50 right there. We'll go down to the minus 51 for good measure. And then with these layers, what we need to start getting done. Torch placement is looking okay. Monitor lizard has been spotted, but nobody should bother with it. Our entire defense force is asleep right now. Ooh boy. An alpaca is born. Let's take a look at the alpaca pasture. And actually, I think there's a better way to do this, where we can go to the alpaca farm. We have 2 males, so we'll probably want to butcher one of those males. So let's go ahead and we'll go down to the butchering table. And we'll go to the alpaca pasture, and we'll take out one of the male alpacas. And that'll be that. Up here, we're getting a little bit closer to at least some level of log sufficiency. I would prefer to leave everything else where it's at. Are they planting... So have these been planted yet? Would be my... They look like they've been planted, so it should be alright. We just need more farmers, I think. I think that's really like our huge thing at the moment, is we just need more farmers. 100% Momo farmers. Let's go down here. I don't like to say that because I had a guild master way back in the day who was just a total dick named Momo Bear, and I don't like to like say even Momo, like it just bothers me. I don't know why. Bad memories. People that don't know how to calculate DKP properly and like mysteriously end up with tons of DKP. You know how it goes. Guild drama. Yay! Who enjoys MMOs? Splattercat does. Let's go ahead and clear all these out because I think we've run into the same issue that we had before. And then once this is all cleared out, we need to go to our build menu, up into a furniture, and then we'll build a few more flame receptacles. A merchant from the Misty Bread has arrived. Now, I don't recall if I crafted anything to sell to a merchant as of right now. I thought I had sellables, but we'll find out in just a second. I feel like my guards are sleeping on opposite shifts now, which is not going to benefit us at all. That's actually really going to hurt us. Let me see if... I thought I had like rings or something in here that I had crafted in the last couple episodes, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. So we've got a bunch of sapphire... Oh, we do have sapphire rings. Okay. So what we want to do here is let's take a look at the goods that they've brought along with them, because if they have anything that we want... Actually, that's a pretty terrible stock right there. So what I would consider is just filling up on tin, and then we'll throw them that sapphire ring, and that sapphire ring, and that sapphire ring. The other things that we can do away with that aren't going to be that helpful. Copper armor plate, obviously. We'll do all of the worn gear, because a lot of people like to turn those into shards. I don't bother. It's just, I don't do it, so, meh. And then the other thing that we could even out with is maybe like 172, so we could probably go, maybe, if my math is correct, we can go 3 right there, and then we've got the lion's share, so we'll trade that out. And that's going to give us all the tin that we're going to need for a long, long period of time. And so we can send her on her way. I mean, there's nothing we really need from her. What I may consider doing is selling off just like some of this dirt, so like give her 1,000 of my dirt. So there you go. You're basically like a gnomish trash can. I almost said a human trash can, but gnomish trash can works. Give her 1,500 of that just so it's not clogging up our inventories anymore. And then all of our granite, I don't care about that one little bit. All the lapis lazuli, because I want everything to be made out of marble if I can help it. Bauxite, not a big deal. Basalt, not a big deal. Serpentine, take it. And from there, I think we are magical. And so that should hold us for quite some time. If we take a look at the stocks of ore that we're now holding, I think we're going to find that we're in really, really good shape. So yeah, 49 copper and 89 tin. 39 silver. I could deplete her right now if I wanted to, but I'll leave it alone. I mean, I'll just kind of... I actually really wanted some of that expensive stuff, like, out of my base. Because rings and stuff like that don't do anything. They just sort of exist and take up space. So let me... Something has gone wrong here. There we go. I missed a layer or something. And then, as with every other layer, we're going to need a torch right here. And let's make sure that this happens properly. All the way down to the -51. And if we can do that in today's episode, I'll feel like we've made major strides towards advancing our society. I realize I haven't been building up above ground very much lately. That is because I wanted to replace some of these walls with block walls to make them look a little bit prettier and make them fit with the rest of the base. And so I may get a builder started on that. Nah, we'll start the builders on that in between episodes. I don't want to bore you guys with replacing blocks on a wall. It doesn't seem like the best way to spend my time in an episode. Let me get my build menu back out and ensure that torches end up meow, meow, meow. Oh, and we made it. Good. Okay, so let's go all the way back up. And now this isn't a guarantee that we're going to find anything useful while we're down here. But it means that we've made it to at least the baseline level we have to be at in order to get iron, which is the -50, which I will repeat one more time in case people didn't catch it. And so in ironing all this stuff out, we will find ourselves with a new crafting supply, which will put us in an amazing position, an absolutely fantastic position, to start smelting steel and making our society just full of badasses who can kill just about anything. Once you've got steel armor, I don't think I've come across just about anything that'll stop you once you've got steel armor and a trained army who knows how to use it with like 35 points and everything. What is that? That's coal. I was gonna say, tell me we found iron already. I don't even remember what iron looks like right now. It's been so long since I've seen it last. I haven't seen iron since I had a really big playthrough where I was on year 12 or 13, and it broke my heart. Like, I messed something up and I had to start from scratch. And so I just haven't played down to this level since then. So if I start making mistakes from here on out, you guys will understand why. It's because I'm focusing, or I'm functioning. Okay, so we got a little bit of emerald up there. Continue smacking down torches all the way. The torches don't like to be smacked down. I do it just to remind them who's boss. So, you know, if your torches are acting up, smack them down every now and again. Just see what happens. Oh, giant cavern system off in every direction almost. Ooh, that's really bad for us. So my suggestion then would be to take that out as far as we can go. like maybe to there, and just really, really hope that we don't uncover it. And then once we get all the way over here, we'll just kind of have to, it's very, very difficult digging for iron and the things that are on lower levels based on the fact that you run into caverns. And caverns can mean almost instantaneous death for your society. If you open up a cavern at the wrong time and it's just full of beetles, or it's full of just about anything, to be honest, full of golems, it could have anything in it. And if you open it without like a full steel force, and I mean, there's iron right there. I know that's iron, isn't it? Oh, it's lead. Some of the old plumbum over here. Which is why, if you don't know this, the reason that on the periodic table lead is called PB is because its old Roman name, I think Latin name, was plumbum, because they used to use it on plumb lines, which I only know that because I'm a geologist and I use a plumb line all the time. Okay. And so now comes the fun part. We've unlocked the cavern, and we need to be very, very careful now. I'm gonna have a builder come down here. And if we can... God, no sight of iron anywhere. A goblin has been spotted. Oh, a goblin in bronze armor. The goblin is dead. They ran up and they one-shot him. And my guess is the only goblin that's still alive is more than likely the one in bronze, because bronze armor is quite good. But he's getting his ass kicked too, so it worked out. Everybody else is gonna go to bed. That goblin invasion was an utter bust for the goblins. That did not go the way that they wanted it to. A worn bronze hand axe. Interesting. I wonder if the bronze stuff is gonna be worth anything else. Let's take a look at the market stall, find out. Market stall is vacant. Oh, no, it's not vacant. No, no. Damn it, market. Get back in there. Gnome merchant. Name, gnome. Her parents were out of ideas when she was born. They were like, you know what, just name her Gnome. Whatever, it'll be fine. Oh, it unlocked the cavern on every level too. Well, this is going to be useful for a couple reasons, because that means I can do scouting now to figure out where the ore is. But what we really want to do... Is that lead or is that... Okay, so that's tin. We're not deep enough for the stuff that we want yet. Let's do a little bit of exploration here. The game is on pause, so we don't have to worry about anything like invading us at the moment. I'm gonna put up a wall to block off that cavern, by the way. Well... let's go ahead and have the builders put in stone walls right here. We really need that to be blocked off. It's quite hazardous to our healths right now. That could be a game ender, and I'm not even joking. It's definitely, that's like definitely problematic. I hope there's no doubt in the sincerity that I'm trying to convey right now. Platinum. Okay, well that's not useful, but I would prefer iron. Unfortunately, the map that we've been given does not appear to have a whole lot of iron that's visibly exposed once we've opened up the caverns. Somebody's probably seen it right now. I'll get it in the comments. There's gold. That's funsies. That's probably coal. I seem to remember iron being slightly reddish, as I recall, as though it was oxidized. But anyways, I'm going to take a look around. I'm going to break the episode off right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for another episode of Gnomoria. I will see you in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye, guys and gals and everybody, I guess.